There's a wind a-brewing. It can get pretty windy down here. Wind can cause a lot of damage to your crops and small fruit trees. Getting a little windy. Today we're going to be talking about windbreaks. Living wind barriers and not so living wind barriers. And how we can protect our crops and our vegetables from the wind. Okay, all you no-till farmers, close your eyes for this part. Look, one hand. So this is taking place over where the professor is taking care of the property here. And he's showing me how to build a living wind barrier with corn. In this area, they've planted avocado trees, papaya, and bananas. We've got them set up on a drip watering system, and this is them after a few days. And then here we are after a couple of weeks. And then finally, here we are about a month and a half in. We planted these at the beginning of June because in this area it gets very, very windy in July and especially in August. Here at the time of recording, the corn is about 2 months old. We planted rows of corn between the avocado trees and the papayas just to help absorb all the wind that can be generated through here. So the professor didn't stop there. They went out and got some wicker fencing and put it up at the foot of the garden to even add more protection. I was hoping to get a much better example of how strong the wind can blow in this area before I uploaded the video. But unfortunately the weather wasn't cooperating with me. But it gives you an idea of how bad it could get in there. Batten down the hatches. Okay, let's move back on down to my little green garden where we have 2 fruit trees, 1 avocado and 1 mango that need protection. Landscape cloth is fantastic around the garden, but one thing I hate about it is the material it's made of. Some kind of plastic, and when you cut it, it unravels, leaving pieces of aspiring microplastics all over the garden. Here I used a little piece of pipe that we had left over to trace out the circles for the holes that will allow some wind to pass through so it doesn't rip the wind barrier right out of the ground. Then I went through and ever so gently cauterized the edges. You have to be careful not to get too much because this cloth will catch on fire if you're not careful. I originally dug some holes for some cane that I cut out of the ravine, but admittedly it was a bad idea. As you can see here, little flippy floppy, as they say, not very sturdy. So I came back and replaced them with some proper sticks, and then I anchored them into the ground with some string and off to one of the tabaibas or one of the little bushes. And here we are. Wind can cause all kinds of damage other than just breaking limbs. It can disturb the roots and reduce contact in the soil, and just whole development of the tree can be impeded. If it's windy in your garden, just a little bit of work will go a long way in protecting your small fruit trees and your crops from the wind and letting them come to their full potential. Thanks for watching.